Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial on how to get started with the Syncfusion Blazor Color Picker component. Using the Color Picker component, you can find and pick the perfect color using its various color specifications like RGB, HSV or X codes. Pick the colors either by selecting from the color values or by adjusting the hue and opacity values. In this video, I'll explain you how easy it is to add a Blazor Color Picker component to a Blazor WebAssembly app. I will also show you how to configure and work with different types of color picker modes and other customizations. To explore this component more, click on the website link shown in the above card. Let me start with the application creation process. I can create a Blazor application using either Visual Studio 2019 or a Visual Studio Code. In this video, I'll show you how to create a Blazor WebAssembly app using Visual Studio 2019. Make sure you have installed it along with .NET Core SDK 3.1.3 or later. If you want to learn more about the Blazor WebAssembly app and how to add Syncfusion components to it, then check out the video link shown in the above card. Now open Visual Studio 2019 and choose Create a new project from the dashboard. Select Blazor app from the templates and click the Next button. I'll name my project and click the Create button. Here I will choose the Blazor WebAssembly app and click Create. The project has been created and is ready for use. Now I will show you the step-by-step process for adding a color picker to it. First, I need to install the necessary Syncfusion Blazor packages. For that, I'll open the NuGet package manager and search for Syncfusion Blazor and install it in my application. Once installed, you can see that the Blazor packages have been added to this Applications Packages folder. To render a color picker, first I'll navigate to the imports.razor page and import the namespace Syncfusion Blazor inputs. Then I need to register the Syncfusion Blazor service. For that, I'll navigate to the program.cs file and add the Syncfusion Blazor namespace. And then I add the Syncfusion Blazor service method add Syncfusion Blazor inside the main method. Within the same method, I register the Syncfusion license by passing the trial license key in the register license method. Next, I will navigate to the index.html page within www.root folder to add a CSS reference from the installed Syncfusion Blazor package. Now, the configuration steps are done. Let me add the Blazor color picker now. I'll open the index component. I will add a div tag first with a few CSS styles to align the color picker components. Then I will add the h4 header tag to specify the label for color picker as choose a color and add the SF color picker tag. Now I will run the application by pressing F5 key. See the output. The color picker will be shown, and when I click the down arrow button, you can see the pop-up showing various colors. From here, you can switch to the palette mode by just clicking the mode switcher and then pick the color you need. Next, I will show you how to bind a specific color value to the color picker so that it will show up with that specific color on its initial load. I can bind either the 3 or 6 digit Hex-color codes using the value property. Then, to include the opacity, set the 4 or 8 digit Hex-code color values. Here, I will include the value property and set a 4-digit value. See the output. The color specified in the value property is set to be selected by default in the color picker. Next, I will show you the different types of modes available in color picker, picker and palette. By default, picker mode will be shown at the initial load of the color picker component. If I wanted to load palette mode, then I would define the property mode and set its value to palette. Look at the output page now. The color picker is rendered with palette mode on its initial load. Apart from these two modes, color picker also supports inline mode. I'll show you it now. I will render the palette without the down arrow button by including the inline property and setting its value to true. See the output. The palette mode is rendered at its initial load without a down arrow button. If I want to hide this mode switcher option, then I need to set the mode switcher property to false. You can see the color picker component now with the mode switcher option hidden. Next, I will show you how to hide other control buttons present in the color picker. You need to include the show buttons property and set its value to false. In the output, the color picker component is rendered without any button controls. Now I will show you how to add the no color tile to the color palette so that when you select this tile, the already selected color becomes empty. To achieve this, I need to enable the no color property in the SF color picker tag and set its value to true. In the output, the color picker shows the no color tile as its first option. By default, you can see the palette rendered with a default set of colors. I can also load custom colors into the palette by specifying a set of colors using the preset colors property. First, I will declare a list variable custom value of type object. Then I will define the set of custom color values. And then I assign this list object to the preset colors property of color picker. I'm going to have 4 columns in the palette, so I will include the columns property and set its value to 4. Now look at the output. The palette is displaying the specified custom colors. Next, let me show you how to apply a color selected from the palette to a div element. For that, I will add the div element with a few CSS styles like height and width. Let me declare a variable style value and set some background color to it. Then I will assign this value to the style property of the div element. When I choose a specific color from the palette, I want to apply that color to the div element. To apply the selected color value to the div element, I may need to make use of the ValueChange event of the color picker. I will add the ValueChange event and assign the callback method onChange. Then I will implement this event handler inside the @code directive. Inside this method, I need to access the X value of the selected color. For that, I need to define a model class X_color_value with the property X of a string type. And then I will declare a variable color value and assign the currently selected color value. I'm getting this currently selected value from the argument list of color picker event args. I have also converted its type to the X_color_value model class so that I can access the X code from this argument value. Now to the style value variable, access the X code from the color value variable and assign it as a background color. To use a JSON object, define the namespace newtonsoft.json.link. And at last, call the method stateAsChange to notify the color change has happened. Take a look at the output. When I select any color value from the color picker, it will be applied to the div element. Now I will show you how to hide the input area in picker mode. To give you better clarity, I will remove all customizations done so far. To hide the input area, I need to add the CSS class property and set its value to eHideValue. See in the output, picker mode is rendered without the input area. Finally, I will show you how to disable the color picker component using the disabled property. Here, I had the disabled property and set its value to true. If you look at the output, the color picker component is in a disabled state. Now, let me make a quick summary of what we have seen so far. I have shown you how to create a Blazor WebAssembly app and add a color picker component to it. And then I showed you a few of the basic options available in it, like different types of color picking modes and other customizations. You can download this working example from the GitHub link in the description of this video below. You can also see about getting a free license key to use our Blazor products if you are eligible for our community license from the link in the below description. Thank you for watching this video. If you found this video useful, give it a like and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.